Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is not financial advice. I just know you brought your oven mitts, baby, because it's about to get hot in the kitchen. Now, don't invest in companies you don't understand and don't believe in, because if they dip, you're not gonna buy the dip, and then you're gonna sell low and be right back here crying to me, and I'm not having that. So if you can't do the heat of these hot stocks, then stay out of the kitchen and consider investing in the index funds. I say that because I always want to impart wisdom on you. I always want you to understand and you to know that if you can't handle the heat, it's not because you're a bad trader. It's not because the market is so unfair that nobody can win. It's because your foundation is weak and it's clouding your judgment. That's why I always wear the uniform to work, where I trade with the chart and not with my heart. When you look at this, you can see that the chart, if you ever wanted the breakdown of this is a greater than sign. Those of you who got past, let's call it fourth grade math, you know that the alligator, it eats towards the one that's greater. Hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right side, right? The alligator mouth eats the bigger one. The chart is greater than your heart. That's what this really is. The chart is greater than your heart. When you are in trading, I want to ask you, when you tell me yes or no in the chat, did you take a Disney trade yesterday? Not the stock, the option. Did you get into a Disney option yesterday? Let's take a look at why that's important. Those who got into a Disney option yesterday, most likely they got into a call option, aka they're trying to play it on the way up. Family, they are getting cooked. Cooked. I'm talking about rotisserie. You ever seen those cartoons or even those movies where they got the pig and it's just like it's spinning on a rotisserie like a hog and under an open flame? Family, getting cooked, cooked. And I hate to see it, but the reason that I'm bringing this to your attention, and whoa, let's slow down for a second. I see everybody saying no, 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 no. They ain't getting no Disney call. Let me slow down for a second and say this. I'm about to drop a lot of game on you. So if you are really paying attention here and you want to fix your credit, you want to get into your investments and all of that, I'm really about to drop some game on you. Hit the like button for your boy, because I wanted to do this for everybody so that they could see it and they could understand it. I'm on the road to 500K subscribers. They've been squeezing my channel over on YouTube. I'm not going to complain, but it does hinder how many people that I can help. So I want you to hit the like button for your boy to show some solidarity and show some love. Appreciate you. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe. Now, the people who got in the Disney call options, they hitting the rotisserie, right? They getting spun around. They getting cooked up. But we don't want to see that. We want to understand, how could you see these things coming? So let's start off with that, and let's go into the credit thing next. So I see a lot of people in the family saying, nah, they ain't getting no Disney calls, because you knew better than that. You knew better than that. So check this. Check this. Disney streaming nearly broke even in the fiscal second quarter. Why is that important to know? In business, they say if you are not growing, you're dying. So if Disney isn't growing their streaming, then it's considered to be dying. So it's not that it's going to die and be out of there, but it's just, it tells you that this is not going to be a good thing for the stock. Has anybody in the chat ever heard of the guy Jonathan Majors, right? Jonathan Majors, he was supposed to be the new Thanos level villain in the Marvel movies. Now, the thing that was really pushing Disney to the top, and let's keep it clear, Disney was a $200 stock. Somebody said, yo, Keenan, Disney was never no $200 stock. I said, yo, hold up. Let me pull the receipts out. Disney was a $200 stock. It is now 107. Look at this, $202. When is this? May 8th. No, I'm sorry. This is 2021. This is March 5th. And I scroll a little bit, March 8th of 2021, it was $200. Family, 3 years later, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Does this mean that Disney is done for forever? No, it does not. Disney is the content king. Your kids love Lion King. You love Lion King. Your kids love Frozen. You love Frozen. Your kids love Mickey Mouse. You love Mickey Mouse. Your kids want to go to Disney World. You wanted to go to Disney World. They're going to be okay long term, as long as they kind of cool it with the political stuff. Jonathan Majors was supposed to be Kang the Conqueror. And let me just put this on your radar real quick as well to show you why this is important and why you got to pay attention to the news. Some people get so caught up in technicals in the charts. That's they only focus when technicals and charts. Like I told you in the past, it has to be a combo, kind of like a peanut butter and jelly, right? It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich where they go together. They don't necessarily, one is just better than the other. It ain't like that. They got to go together. Now, Jonathan Majors, he was supposed to play this character named Kang, who was supposed to be like Thanos. So you can see him right here. He got like a blue face or whatever. But he ended up getting himself into various things with the law and got dropped from Disney. But Disney not only dropped him from doing it, they dropped things around him, and everything was supposed to be around him, similar to how everything was around Thanos. All of the streaming services, he was supposed to be roped into it. All of the streaming things on Disney Plus, he was supposed to be roped into it. All of the upcoming movies, Disney was dropping like 5 or 10 movies a year, and now they have reduced it all the way down to like 3. So their momentum has slowed crazy. But this could be a good thing for the long-term investors. But for the short-term people who are trying to trade it, they on the rotisserie right now if they jumped into those calls. And I say that to say, make sure, please, 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 that you are paying attention to the news if you ever want to get into a call to play earnings. So now that I got that one out the way, I wanted to just tell you this, right? I'm going to do some live trading on KGU. KGU is on the Patreon. And if you want to be a part of that, I'm going to do that maybe in 20 minutes, right? Maybe in 20 minutes or so. Make sure you have joined. The link is in the description. We've been killing it over there. I've been walking the family through step by step. And I'm actually showing you how to do it. I'll show you step by step. I'll walk you through where to put your stop loss and everything like that. But I'll show you how to do it so you can also make your own plays. And one thing that I wanted to say is you got to put things into perspective for yourself. I want you to put things into perspective for yourself. And I had shown everybody this, but we do have a lot of new people in the building too, so I want you to see it as well. Take a screenshot of this. If you want an Android, I don't know how to do it. If you want an iPhone, press that volume button and the other side button, click them together so that you can see this. If you make $25 a day on average while the stock market is open, you're going to make $125 a week. If you make $125 a week, every week the stock market is open, you're going to make over $6,000 that year. Now, why is that important? Consider the job that you're working. If you were to get a raise, it's probably not going to be $6,000. Let's just keep it real. But what if you made $50 a day? That will immediately jump to $12,500. And if you made $100 a day, that would immediately jump to $25K. Now, I know most people with a 9 to 5, they don't get a $25,000 raise. The company you're working for, they ain't rocking with you like that they're gonna give you $25,000 next year. So you got to consider, how could you build your own wealth while you are working at this corporate job, while you are working at this desk job, while you are working at this healthcare job? How can you, while you work in this truck job, right? How could you add to the money that you already got? And think about how different that is. The difference between a life who has a position where they're making 50K and then boom, 75K now because they're making $100 a day on the market. Or you making 100K, now you're making 125K. Think about the difference in a life that is. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you put everything in the right subscription. So in perspective, really, you need to subscribe to your own wealth. So now I say all of that to say I wanted to just share some information with you. So I had started a YouTube channel in 2019, right? Pre-pandemic. And I had realized, and I told y'all that, man, if I keep at what I'm doing, the amount that I was investing, I'm going to be a millionaire, and it was going to take me maybe 15 years, maybe 17 years, like in that range, right? Depending on the fluctuations in the market. And the first thing that I had to do was I had to, and again, I'm going to say this. If you're not on KGU for the live trading, go ahead and sign up for that right now. The link's in the description, because then I'm going to get off of this and I'm going to immediately go to a private live stream, and then we're going to look for live trades. But we need the market to kind of cool down because it's too volatile with no clear direction yet. In 2019, I was telling you, I'm like, yo, let me get on YouTube. And you know how you get on YouTube for the first time. I'm sitting in a robe. I was a public school teacher, so I wasn't shy, but I didn't have the camera presence that I have now. So you can actually go back and look at these videos. And I was teaching people how to just invest easy into something like Apple, right? And Apple was, compared to today's prices after the splits, $50, $40 at that time. And now it's all the way up to like 180 or something like that. So it has gone nuts. But I say that to say, how did I get there? I realized that I needed to first pay off my debt. In so doing, I did what's called a balance transfer. Those who rock with me for years, you know what a balance transfer is. And I kind of want to walk you through how I succeeded here because I had $13,000 worth of debt. Now, family, let me know in the chat. Do you have more debt, more bad debt than you want? Yes or no in the chat. Now, bad debt is credit card debt that you can't pay off for, like a rolling credit card debt, right? A bad debt is a car. You financing your car. Do you have more bad debt than you actually need? Now, if you got a mortgage or something like that, or you got a rental property or something like that, that's a different thing. But if you got the bad kind of debt, do you have more than you want? So I actually had bad debt, and I had 13K of bad debt. So what I did was I did a balance transfer, right? And I had to do it on multiple cards, and I wanted to share this with you. So right now, what I did was I just Googled balance transfer credit card. What it means is when you go to a balance transfer, I was able to take that $13,000 in credit card debt, because think about that. On these credit cards, you got like 21% interest, right? 21% interest. And after all of this inflation and Fed rate hikes, you got 30% interest. So if I got 10K of debt, then I might end up paying $3,000 if I keep holding on to this debt. But I had $13,000, so it would be even more than that, right? Closer to $4,000 in just interest payments. So I was thinking, yo, I'm on the rotisserie, just like those people who bought those Disney put options, or actually calls. People who bought the Disney calls, they getting cooked up. I was getting cooked up behind my own debt. Now here's the power of the balance transfer. And family, this is real. This is real game right here to get your credit right and to get yourself right, but it's a danger. What you could do is you could actually hurt yourself because you ain't following your own plan. Now, if I'm paying $3,000 in credit card interest, wouldn't it make sense if I could move this money, this 13K, somewhere that I didn't have to pay no interest, right? That makes sense. So look at Citibank card, Discover. They offering different lengths of time that, and there's others. There's many others, right? It says right here, I just Googled it. You Google it, you look up what card you want or whatever. If you so do it, but remember the downfalls, how you could actually make yourself worse if you are not disciplined. They said it was gonna give me 21 months with zero interest. Oh, so I need to put this 13,000 over to that. So I don't gotta pay no interest. And what am I gonna do? I say, okay, now I got a time frame. I got 21 months to pay off $13,000. Now that sounds nuts, right? It sounds crazy. Like, how in the world are you gonna pay off $13,000 in 12 months? Well, guess what? You're not gonna do it by surprise. You got to do it because you're paying attention, right? So this is what I ended up with. Let me go over here. At $13,000 that I had to pay, and I had 21 months to do it, I had to pay basically $620 a month towards that credit card to pay it off in 21 months. So then that's what I was doing. I ended up going and tutoring because I was a public school teacher. I went to tutor. I did extra like subbing, like I did a substitute teacher thing too, like just to add to my income. And I was throwing everything at it. If I got 800 this month, I'm throwing that at it. If I got 620, that's the minimum. I gotta make sure I hit that 620. If I got 1,000, I'm putting that at it. And then I ended up paying this off in quicker than 21 months because I had some momentum going, right? Now, guess what happened? I ended up in a situation where I all of a sudden didn't have $13,000 worth of debt in like maybe 11 months, maybe even 13 months. I ended up with zero debt. Zero debt. I was at zero. No debt. I had a mortgage, but now I had 16 or actually $620 that had no job. $620 a month extra that had no job at all. So I was thinking, wow, if I could afford or even afford to pay $620, this right here, a month for 21 months, if I could afford to do that, and I'm paying these credit cards down, I'm paying a Bank America down, I'm paying all this other stuff down, then what if I now transfer my debt payment tool into a wealth creation tool? So then that's when I went over to the investment calculator and I just plugged in that same exact number, right? Investment calculator. At the time, I might have had like $10,000 after paying off a lot of the debt, right? I had like $10,000. I know the market returns 10%. And I said, yeah, what if I'm doing this for 20 years, right? What if I'm doing this even for 30 years? And I'm investing every single month. I'm investing at 619, right? I'm investing at 619. So, boom. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be a millionaire. And then I was telling myself, yo, some months I was able to do better than the 619. And if I kept it at 619, I ended up being a millionaire. What if I did, and I really was pushing it, 1200? What if I did 1200? Whoa, I'll be a multimillionaire. So wait. How long would it take me to be a millionaire at this rate? 30 years? Nah. I started playing with the numbers. 20 years? Whoa. Almost. Okay. Could I do better than that? I started thinking, what if I sub more? What if I do more subbing? What if I do, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a raise as a public school teacher. What if I do some private tutoring and I got my payments up? I'm talking about, family, I was really hustling and pushing it to $2,300 a month. I'm like, whoa, in 20 years, I'm at 1.7 at this rate. What about in 15 years? What about in 15 years? I changed it. Whoa, okay, close. Not quite a millionaire in 15, but close. What about 17? What about 17 years? I'm playing with the numbers. Whoa, what about 16? What about 16 years? Because that's 1.2 right there. In 16 years, if I could keep this up, I'm going to be a millionaire. Now, I know 16 sounds like a lot, but if you were 20 years old, you'd be 36, right? If you was 30 years old, you'd be 46. So you'd be able to have $1 million and not even be a senior citizen yet, and you could have started at 30. You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, whoa, what if I started when I was, 36, and then I ended up being like 52? Oh, whoa, I'm not even a senior citizen yet, and I started and I was 36. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire. What I did, I jumped straight on YouTube, and I was like, yo, family. I was excited. So if you ever see me and you're on YouTube, right, and you go back to my original video, my first video, and remember, I'm sitting here, I'm doing these numbers, and I'm like, yo, and I was actually doing the balance transfers for a while, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to be a millionaire. So I'm sitting here and I'm in my robe, and I said it before, I didn't have the camera presence that I have now, but you could just see it in my face. I'm just giggling. I'm like, just wow. Like, so being rich and getting rich, it's not magic. It's discipline and hard work. So I'm sitting right here in my robe, right? And somebody has said, yo, Keenan, man, now you got a gold chain and da-da-da-da-da. Family, I'm wearing the same gold chain in the first video. In the first video, you can see it. You can see it, right? So I'm sitting right there to explore how to use the Robinhood app. And this is for absolute beginners. So if you have no experience, we're going to see how to build wealth. You see, I'm articulating real hard. I'm like trying to be the clearest I could possibly be. I ain't had a camera presence that I got now, but I'm saying, yo, I found an empty corner and I'm like just recording it right there on the rug. And I'm like, I'm it's up for me. It's up for me. In 16 years, I'm gonna have $1 million. Let's get it, right? What would I invest it into? VOO, or VTI, right? The overall stock market or the S&P. And that's how I was gonna do this. That's how I was gonna, and it came from first paying down my debt, and then using that money to pay the debt and not going in, oh yeah, it's up, it's up. Because in my mind, I wanted to go and get, I called it the Batmobile. I wanted to go and get this car, and I'm talking about it was a 2-door. It was like it might have been a Maserati or a BMW. I can't remember, but I wanted to go and say, yo, I'm about to get a car payment. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get a car payment. I got $619. I got a month now extra and no debt. And remember, this is before COVID, so everything that hit with inflation, it ain't hit like it hit now. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to, hey, right, it's up. And then I was like, yo, where my notepad at? Hold up, bop, 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 right? Where my note? No, that's foolish. That's foolish. A fool and his money soon part ways. So I'm gonna stay smart and stay paid. How was I gonna do that? I was gonna go and learn how to invest my money, how to invest it. And then, family, I'm telling you this, it's up. It's up. Way up. Way up. Every time, and I told y'all this in the past, that you hear the stock market hit a new all-time high. I told y'all this, those been rocking with you know. Just know in your heart, Keenan Grace is richer than he ever been. And any time that the stock market takes a big dip, the overall market, you know what? Keenan's gonna use his cash and buy some more of it. So when it pumps back up, guess what I can say again? Keenan is the richest that he ever been. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because you can do the same. You got to get rid of that bad debt, right? You got to make a plan to make it happen so you don't fall into the pitfall. Because here's the pitfall. Check this and pay close attention to this one. The pitfall when trying to pay down that debt and doing something like a balance transfer to get 21 months or even 15 months or whatever of zero interest so you could use the interest payment that you would have had and pump that into the payment itself to pay down the debt, pay down the principal. The pitfall is I had one credit card that was maxed out at 13,000. I had another credit card that could take on 13,000. So what if I was a fool and instead of paying off the 13,000, I added on 13,000 in more debt and I would have had 26,000 in debt, but before I was 13,000 in debt. Whereas I'm not sticking to my plan. I'm like, "Oh yeah, the plan was to pay off 13,000, right? 13,000 in 21 months. That's the plan." But you know what? What if I start messing up the plan? I'm like, "Yo, I do need to go get that car payment now. I need to go get that car payment. Oh yeah, I need to go and buy all of these clothes and do all of this. I'm spending 400. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not the plan. This is not the plan. So next thing you know, I'll have one credit card with 13K and then another credit card with 13K. And now I got 26K and I messed up because I wasn't staying disciplined. So you need the discipline. And if you're not ready for the discipline, do not do a balance transfer. Do not do the balance transfer at all. So I say all of that to say, family, it's a lot of money to be made out here on this market. It's so much money to be made out here in this market. And I want to just give you examples. I went from a person who was trying to see how am I going to pay off all this credit card debt, right? How am I going to pay off this credit card debt and use it to build my wealth? That's where I was. To now a person who has then paid that debt and then used that information to then go do things like this, where I just jumped into like an NVIDIA call option not too long ago, and I just made $1,400, like real quick, right? Worth $7,900 totally right now. Just jumped in, made some money, jump out, right? And I'm talking about I might have been just at the gym, just walking on the treadmill, just going and trading because I had the time, because I didn't have to focus on all of this, like just weight on my back. When you got credit card debt and all of these type of loans that are bad debt, not a mortgage or something like that, but that bad kind of debt that's pulling you down, it's taken away from your wealth and it's slowing you down from being able to do these kind of things like I'm showing you, like right here, or a play that I got into with the family, and they telling me all type of stuff like, yo, Keenan, here's one. Somebody asked me, yo, how do you see these things coming, right? And let's see which one it was. Delta Airlines. My guy or girl, K, I don't know, guy or girl, K, Sakina Grace, thank you. Look at that. A Dallas, not Dallas, I'm thinking about Texas. A DAL $52 call, right? DAL $52 call. Up 100%. Up 100%. This is that same message. This is that same message from K. Thanks for the banger. That's what they said to me. Thanks for the banger. How am I able to look up this stuff and find this stuff? It's because I got that monkey off of my back, right? I got that monkey off of my back. So I wanted to just salute the family, or another one saying they made $10,000 today. $10,000 today. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. How do you get to a position like that? You get there when you realize that you got the monkey off of your back. You got the debt off of your back. Now you can start pumping money. Imagine you was able to pump like $1,000 into your buying power every single month, and you had the time and the wherewithal to say, yo, now I'm equipped to be able to pump money into my trading, into my investing. My investing is my long term. My trading is my short term. And now I could multiply my gains. I got a question for everybody in the chat. Have you ever made a 20% gain on a trade in one day, in one single day? Yes or no? And I ask you this, and let me know in the chat because I'm looking at the chat. Have you ever made a 20% gain in one single? It could have been a $2 trade. It could have been a $100 trade. Have you ever made 20% on that? Right? I say that because, like I just showed you with the Nvidia play, I didn't have to go up. I didn't have to go up 100% to make $1,400. I didn't have to go up 100%. I only needed to go up 22% because I was trading bigger amounts. How did I get to the bigger amount place? It's because now I could pump money into my bigger trades. First, I put them into VOO, the S&P 500. And then I trade small and I say, okay, I'm gaining some momentum. I'm trading $100. I'm trading $400, trading small for me. I get some momentum and then I say, now I could trade bigger amounts. And all I need is what? 10%, 20%? Family, if I would have made the 10% on this, right? Let's say you just cut it in half, or 11%, then I would have made like $700. That's bigger than the debt payment that I had. So I say all of that to say, not to brag or say I'm just some genius that nobody else could do this. I say that to say that when you clear your mind of the things that are holding you back, you allow yourself to build wealth at a rate that you wouldn't even believe. And you allow yourself to have the patience to wait for good trades to come to you. You allow yourself to say, you know what? This trade is not working out. I'm going to cut it quick. You allow yourself to say, man, I've been wanting to get into these type of call options or trade options or something like that expire the next day. You know what? If you keep doing that and keep losing, you might have a system that's not working for you. And you want to trade more? Guess what I was doing? I'm going to show you this one more time and you're going to see it differently. That Nvidia one, I didn't have to get a tomorrow expiration. This expires June 21st, right? The 21st of June. And I already made 20%. I just got into this a few days ago. I didn't have to kind of gamble it in one day like the people who got cooked up on that Disney play that they jumped into for a call option. Now it's down getting cooked. We're going to do better. Now that I put the balance transfer info in your heart and in your spirit and you got that bad debt, only participate in something like that if you have a specific plan on how you're going to pay it off, or else you will harm yourself. You will lose out because not having discipline. Use that money after the debt is paid. And what kind of debt, in my opinion, if your debt is over 10% interest, that's the kind of debt you need to be looking to balance transfer. If you really want to go through all of your debts, look through that. And that's how you're going to say, yeah, this one's over 10%. Credit card's over 30%, 20%. Yeah, that's definitely one. Why? Because it beats the market on average. The market's going to get you 10% on average a year. If you're paying 18% in interest, you're getting cooked up, even if you were investing into the S&P. Knock that out of the park, family. If you appreciate this video, for everybody, I want everybody to hear this, want to have the wisdom and the knowledge of how to go from being in debt to being a millionaire. hit the like button for your boy. Everybody, I ask you graciously to hit the like button. It does more than you know. It helps YouTube to stop squeezing the channel so I can give people this type of information. I'm going over to KGU, Keenan Grace University for the Gifted, so we can look for a live trade and make some money today. If you're not in the Patreon, the link's in the description. And if you don't want to subscribe to that, which I got all this bonus content for you and bonus information, then that's fine too. I'm going to keep coming right here for you on YouTube for free, giving you the bangers. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And Discord family, KGU family, I see you in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I got to set the other live up, and then we're going to do a private live. I'm going to mention everybody, and then I see you over there. I love y'all, and take care.